It has been 1 month since we got to Shelter Bay. What a different world. Pools closed. Restaurants only open for delivery. It's just kind of a ghost town. Such a cool spot when we got here. We didn't plan to stay this long. That's what happens when the world sort of stops. And this is where Lip has been parked throughout this crazy pandemic. Hopefully, we're leaving today. Massive amounts of people.
It's more of a going away party than we
I know!
Oh crap, this is scary.
Okay. Nope. Yeah, I think we're good. Bye, guys! Careful, here. Do you want me to do this?
No, I got it, honey. I'm not.
That was terrifying.
That was pretty terrifying. Good thing we had a lot of people helping. Bye, Shelter Bay!
Alright, we're just leaving Panama and we have 1,241 miles to the Florida Keys.
Is it really that far?
No, it's way shorter than that, don't worry.
I thought it was gonna be 900.
Well, GPS routing has us going around.
Oh my gosh.
Day 1 update from our Caribbean passage. We left at 2 p.m. yesterday and we motored for 3 hours as we crossed the breakwater and maneuvered around the last of the cargo ships waiting to cross the Panama Canal. We then sailed through the night, averaging 5 knots until this afternoon when the wind began to change. We tried tacking a few times to zigzag but couldn't quite catch the wind right. We have been motor sailing for the past couple hours to reach the best wind angle to keep us far from the Nicaragua and Honduras coasts. We loved visiting those countries on the Pacific side, but over here it's best to stay offshore. I was feeling really sick when we departed in 9-foot swells yesterday, so Tyler took my watch. Yay for having an awesome 14-year-old. Feeling better now, and the swell has calmed down to around 4 to 5 feet. We have a tiny bird that keeps following us and flying into our cockpit. Cherry, our cat, has been sleeping downstairs and hasn't noticed him yet. 135 nautical miles down, 1,154 to go.
Hello, little birdie. No, come on. Gotta go out.
Daddy, you told me that glass wasn't clean.
There you go. Be free. Am I a Disney princess or what?
Day 2. The tiny bird continued to fly in and visit us last night. It once landed on my head and Evie laughed so hard she almost peed her pants. It slept in the cockpit all night under the shoe bin, but has since disappeared, hopefully not eaten by our cat. We motored most of the night, but have been sailing all day since first light, averaging 6 to 7 knots in the right direction. That almost never happens when sailing. All is well here. Fresh baked bread, beautiful clear blue water, calm waves, and a few dolphins came by to say hello. Social distancing at its best. 248 nautical miles down, 993 to go.
His name is Follow because he keeps following us no matter what. He just keeps going outside, then back inside, then back outside, then back inside.
Where was he sleeping? Where did we find him this morning?
Underneath the shoe basket.
Yeah, apparently he's been in here with us all night long.
Yeah, he's a nice bird, just I'm afraid that he's gonna poop on the blanket.
Yeah, we already found some bird poop out back. I don't really want the bird here. It needs to go.
But I like
But it is kind of cute.
Day 3. We caught a tuna and a dorado, but both were too small to keep, so we threw them back. Not sure if we are spoiled or fish are smaller on the Atlantic side. We motor sailed a bit overnight to keep distance from a small island and stay out of the shipping lane. Otherwise, we've been sailing anywhere between 5 and 8 knots. The seas were a little rolly last night and this morning, so it wasn't a great night's sleep, but very calm now. Our bilge pump alarm started blaring this morning, a bit freaky when we're 150 miles offshore. Justin ran around looking for the source of the leak, hoping it wasn't salt water. Luckily, it was a seal on one of our fresh water tanks. We have 2 200-gallon water tanks, and we can make as much water as we want with our water maker, so we're totally fine there. He'll have to fix it later, but it isn't urgent. There's no hole in the boat, though, so phew. Otherwise, we're just sailing along, currently munching on fresh pineapple. I finished book 5 of Outlander and has started 6. Tyler's been playing his Nintendo Switch. Evie has been watching movies, coloring, playing with dolls, and Justin is wandering around tinkering with things since he never sits still. 379 nautical miles down, 838 to go.
We just got hailed by the Colombian Navy. They seem very nice. They're going to come inspect us.
There's a plane circling overhead too.
Yes.
It's over there
Because we are, there it is over there. We are apparently in Colombian waters.
Yep.
I'm just worried that these people have this virus and we don't, and now we all have bandanas to put over our faces.
Yeah.
They said they're going to bring us masks.
Oh, really?
That's what he said.
Oh, okay.
Crazy, huh, guys? Just bobbing around out here waiting for the Navy.
For anyone who has been tracking Litha today, you may have noticed that we haven't moved much from the center of the Caribbean. Around 3:30 p.m. Pacific time, we were hailed by the Colombian Navy, Warship 52. They asked questions, informed us we would be boarded, and told us to lower our sails and slow down until they received permission from the U.S. Coast Guard to board. We've been traveling around 2.5 knots since then. We have been in contact with the Coast Guard via friends stateside. We have been assured that we are safe and are to do what the Colombian Navy asks. 4 hours later. The Navy ship's still out there. You probably can't. You can kind of see them. They're just following us as we go 2.5 knots for 4 hours. I sent Justin to bed because our night shifts are all messed up. And I didn't get my nap. I got a 14-year-old kid that makes good coffee though. And yeah, and I've been texting our friends back and forth trying to get some more info about all this. Apparently the U.S. Coast Guard says we're not in any danger. That's good. Yeah, our buddy boat is 60 miles ahead of us. I don't think these people are ever coming aboard. Not to mention, if I had drugs on board, I have had 4 hours to figure out how to dispose of them at this point. So what are they doing out there? Anyway, maybe we'll update you again.
Here they come. Finally, 5 hours later.
7 hours from the time the Colombian Navy called us to the time they left. They had us fill out paperwork, asked a ton of questions, wanted to see our WhatsApp history and past phone calls, took photos of our documentation, took a thumbprint, went through our cabinets, not as thoroughly as the Nicaraguan Navy did when we anchored there. They took a rope and ran it under our hull and then got stuck in our prop. They spent 20 minutes or so in their raft trying to untie it. Justin is going to have to dive on it tomorrow. Super funny, one guy was puking off the back of our boat because we were rolling around so much as we sat still. Oh, and they let us take a selfie. The end.
We want to thank you for all your patience with our procedures. We wish you a good return home. Stay safe. We're gonna keep in channel 16 standby if you require anything else. Have a good voyage.
Okay, thank you. Have a good night.
Day 4. Make sure you guys check out our podcast episode about being boarded by the Colombian Navy. Otherwise, we've been catching up on sleep today and sailing along great. We haven't used our motor at all in a day and a half. We are currently flying our spinnaker at 7 to 8 knots, calm seas. Let's hope our remaining days at sea are as completely uneventful as right now. 495 nautical miles down, 724 to go.
We got dolphins, spinnakers, and sunsets. Look at those guys. Dolphins, dolphins, dolphins.
Hey, Dad, can you like attach to me so I can go up? They're gonna get me wet by when they're all go my face.
Day 5. We had an amazing calm downwind sailing yesterday afternoon and evening. Both spinnakers up, averaging 6 to 8 knots. At one point, we were zooming along at 9.9, screaming with excitement to hit 10, but we never did. 9.9 is Litha's new record for fastest under sail is still pretty decent. It was a magical sunset last night with our colorful sails, bright orange sky, and dolphins swimming along with us at our bow. Around midnight, the wind finally died, so we had to turn on our motor for the first time in 2 days. After a bit more sailing this morning, the wind died again, and Justin finally had a chance in daylight to dive with our hookah and cut the last of the rope that the Colombian Navy got caught in our prop. 16,000 feet of ocean below him. Evie jumped in for a minute too. Right now, we are motoring towards Belize in hopes we catch the wind again. 650 nautical miles down, 568 to go.
What you doing?
So I have to go detangle our prop because the Colombian Navy decided to leave rope in it. We sent the GoPro down yesterday to have a look. I'm sure insert footage here. And we'll, so I got a knife in my pocket and I'm gonna go swimming and see if I can finish untangling the rope that they left there. Because basically we have no wind and we need a motor sound.
Where are we?
Middle of the Caribbean Sea, probably, like 150 miles offshore, something like that.
Fun.
So,
Get in, get out.
warm enough.
Well, that was fast. You threw it up on deck already. Pretty quick. You okay? You swallowed some water? Jump, Bev. Woo!
Day 6. We haven't seen a soul since a freighter passed 4 miles from us the night before last. It's beginning to feel weird being out here, especially during this global pandemic, not knowing much about what's happening in the world. So many of our friends have crossed oceans, but this is our longest passage, and without this virus, we wouldn't have come this way. We haven't seen land in 6 days. Sometimes it's a little eerie. We saw a small plastic child's toy raft slowly pass us yesterday, and this morning what looked like some sort of very large first aid kit. 2 a.m. I saw what looked like a signal flare, a green streak of light falling towards the sea. Much too low to be a shooting star. Justin didn't see it, but we searched in that direction and zoomed in on our radar, waiting for another signal and saw nothing. I remember seeing something similar when crossing the Sea of Cortez last year. Our buddy boats Ubi and Milu saw it too. Maybe it's a strange phenomena that many sailors see? Anyway, otherwise everything is smooth sailing. Well, really rolly sailing, actually. It's hard to sleep at night as Letha rocks and rolls, and my dreams tend to consist of scenarios like losing altitude in an airplane or being on a train curving on the tracks. We sailed with Spinnaker yesterday and motor sailed overnight when the wind died. We're heading north again and sailing at a beam reach, surfing over huge swells as they push us forward. 807 nautical miles down, 424 to go.
Wait,
This is what happens after 6 days at sea. You look so cool, Tyler.
you're not.
See,
Stop. Look at half of my body. I didn't have of it on
all
Tyler.
over your bathing suit.
You're beating me.
What is she saying? What's the matter, Cherry? I swear, she's looking right up at our octopus up there, like, like, what is that?
That was
It's a scary bug.
that was like fear in her eyes.
Day 7. We left Panama exactly 1 week ago today, and we reached a huge milestone aboard. We reached 5,000 nautical miles traveled as a family. Traditionally, when a sailor traveled 5,000 nautical miles, he would get a tattoo of a swallow. It was said to be good luck because swallows have a very long migration pattern, but always return to the same place after their journey. It is especially meaningful for us to reach this milestone as Litha is returning home to the U.S. for the first time in 15 months. I had purchased and hidden away friendship-style bracelets for each of us with a small silver swallow to mark the occasion today. We hope to someday head south again and become shellbacks crossing the equator, but today was pretty significant for us. Speaking of the equator, we are sailing further and further from it, and the sun is setting a little later each night. It's also getting chilly in the evenings, and we have blankets in the cockpit again. We are passing between Cuba and Mexico right now, about 50 miles offshore of each. We are beginning to see freighters again this morning and feeling a little less isolated, and our buddy boat is slowly catching up to us after stopping in Cayman Islands for fuel. We have been motoring since last night. Unfortunately, the longest the engine has been on this trip due to no wind, but the seas are calm and we're in good spirits. Evie and I had a dance party yesterday to get some energy out while Justin and Tyler stared at us like we're nuts. And we finally caught a Dorado big enough to keep, excited for dinner. 945 nautical miles down, 274 to go.
Hey, where do you get these? This one's yours. Where do you get these? I'm magic. Don't doubt my witchy powers. It's also the full moon. What do you think? Do you like it?
Yeah, I can wear follow whenever I want.
Congratulations, guys. I think that makes us like real sailors. Yeah. Especially a week into our longest passage ever.
And that's where I cross the mark.
Yeah.
I like Dad's better.
The cat is on the back of the dinghy looking for birds as we're sailing.
I don't think that's a very safe idea.
Oh my god, what is she doing?
Wait!
Oh my gosh.
Oh my!
Is she gonna leap?
I don't know.
Oh my gosh, cat, don't leave!
I like her better in here.
Okay.
Day 8. The seas are glass calm, which is great for sleeping, but there is absolutely zero wind. We aren't even motor sailing anymore. All sails are in and using motor only. At least the motor gives us an excuse to make water and use our washing machine. It's calm enough to hang our laundry outside. A dozen or so tiny birds came to visit us last night. They were so cute, chirping away at each other as they chose the line securing our dinghy to snuggle up together and sleep for the night. And then, this morning, we found 2 of them dead. One on the rug downstairs and one in the basket in the cockpit. We still have no idea when our cat killed them. We keep the companionway closed at night, and obviously someone is always on watch and never saw her come upstairs this morning. Stealthy ninja bird killer. We're worried there's more somewhere. We should reach the Dry Tortugas, the islands furthest south in the Florida Keys, tomorrow, a day earlier than expected. Litha is a speed demon. 1,069 nautical miles down, 136 to go.
How many there are?
Mom, I just talked to my dolphin language and he took back.
He did, huh?
Yeah. I made 2 of them Jeffrey. Those 2. Those 2 that are right next to each other. Those 2 are Jeffrey.
Okay, who else do you have?
So that's Rose. Rose just went that way. And that's George. And that one's Bob.
How do you keep them all apart?
I have no idea.
She just guesses.
Yeah. Oh, bye Rose. Oh, bye Bob.
These dolphins were with us for so long, we thought we'd see what happened if we slowed the boat down. Maybe they'd let us jump in and play.
Just gonna go slow.
Hi guys!
You can get a way better look at them.
I know. They're gonna leave. They're like, no, you guys slowed your boat down.
Bye!
You guys aren't fun anymore. So, what did you just say to me?
We're in the U.S. Yay!
Yeah, but you're like, how come you didn't film going over the line? And we're like,
Yeah.
meh, who cares?
Yeah.
But we are. There's the line with all of these extra precautions and lines and borders and prohibited this and land of the free,
Yep.
right? What do you think?
Oh, there's English now.
That's true. I do like that.
But we can't go to land at all because of the stupid coronavirus.
Yep. Day 9 and a little bit of 10. Land ho! We made it. We are anchored in the Dry Tortugas off the Florida Keys. It took us 9 days and 3.5 hours to travel 1,204 nautical miles from Panama. We averaged 5.6 knots.
We're here.
Our first sunset in Florida.
Woo!
You're a monkey. Land ho!
Dun, 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 dun.
We went up and around and through. Uh-oh, I'm running out of space here. And up to here-ish.
So
It's
we
a long trip.
went.
Your sound effects.
Careful, don't touch it. It's still wet. Yeah. Are you excited about the long trip? How was it?
Subscribe and follow and visit lifeoffthedeepend.com.